Hiya, it's me again. Right, we left it. I was nearly through the week, and I was hoping to hit around 50 kilometres for the week. After the previous couple of weeks, I'd done 33 kilometres per week. Anyhow, I hit my target. I think I did 51 kilometres for the week, so I was really pleased with that. But I was off work, so I had more time to train, which was good. I also did a lot of walking as well. On the Saturday, I did a 10-mile walk and then a 10-kilometre row. So I was quite pleased with that. It was a good day. So 16 miles in total for the day. That was quite a good day's work. So yeah, I did, like I said, 51 kilometres, which was a big increase from the previous 2 weeks, an increase of 18 kilometres. So obviously the new week I was back at work, so I always knew it was going to be a tough week. But if you've done a 50-kilometre week plus, you want to try and back it up. You don't want to drop down to 30 again. You're going to try and get up, to that level, continue it if you can. So that's what I did this week. I managed another 50 kilometres this week, so that's 100 kilometres for the last 2 weeks. So I'm really pleased with that. But this week's, I was quite tired because of work. On Friday I had a 12-hour shift. But anyhow, the week went really well. Like I say, I've done 50 kilometres, and I've done three really good sessions this week. On the Monday, I don't know if you remember the previous couple of weeks, I'd done 5 times 500 metres and then 6 times 500 metres with 1 minute recovery. At reasonable speed, it was okay. But this week I managed 14 reps at 500 metres. So that was a big increase from 6 to 14, and I averaged for them. I averaged the pace was 2:05.8, which is not too bad with only a minute recovery. So that's 14 times 500 metres, which is 7,000 metres at 2:05.8 2:05.8 per 500 metres. Now that's quite interesting because later on in the week that'll just tell you something. Um, and also then the day after, I did a really solid 10k, 6.2 miles in a really good 45 minutes. Um, I've been doing about 48 minutes for 10k, so a big increase in fitness there. And obviously the day after the 14 times 500 meters as well. So that's a really good couple of days. And then I had a couple of easy days, a road, but that was relatively easy. I think I did 7k on the Wednesday and a 4k on the. No, I did two 7 kilometre ones on Thursday, and then Wednesday and Thursday. Friday I only did 4 kilometres because I'd done the 12-hour day at work. So I'd done 3 steady days after the 2 harder sessions of the week. So that wasn't too bad. And then on yesterday, I thought I'd try a 5 kilometre time trial. And I've been doing 24, 23 minutes max, pushing it a little bit, bearing in mind, obviously, my fitness isn't where it should be, but, I was sort of doing 23 minutes plus. Anyhow, the 5k time trial on Saturday, I did it in 20 minutes 49. So again, a massive improvement. In fact, it's only a minute and 9 seconds outside my personal best. So at this stage of my training progress, I'm really, really pleased with that 20 minutes 49 for 5k. So I was really happy with that. And then today, I've just done a recovery row of 8 kilometres, which is just over 5 miles. I had to sort of hold myself back, make sure it was nice and slow, use it as recovery because I've done 3 hard sessions this week in the 50k. So yeah, I'm absolutely delighted with that week's training. I was a bit tired because of work and obviously the 12-hour day on Friday, but yeah, I've got it done. Not managed to get any walking done, but there you go. You can't do everything. On the Friday I started work at 6. So it doesn't leave much time to do anything apart from your rowing. So 50 kilometres for the last two weeks, that's 100 kilometres. It's not too bad. I'm really happy with that. And like I say, I've been a bit tired this week, but that's what you're going to get. We're coming into winter shortly, so I need to get used to dark nights and cold nights and being tired. It's, when you try to train to a high level, you're going to be tired. That's part and parcel. You've got to get used to discomfort. if you want to do the elite times or compete with elite athletes, you have to do the work. So yeah, so for this week's goals, I'm hoping I'd be really happy if we get another 50-kilometre week in, and that gives me 3 weeks on the bounce, hopefully. So I'm going to see how that goes. I did 3 harder sessions last week, so I'm not going to go mental this week. Probably do a maximum of 1 hard session or maybe 2 at a stretch, but just concentrate on getting the miles in. I haven't been to the gym. I know I said I was going to go to the gym, but I haven't been to the gym yet. Work and obviously the rowing, I've not had time or the energy. It's not an excuse. It's just you can only do what you can do at the end of the day. We'll see how it goes this week. I may better get down later on this week. I may not. Lynn's back the week after, which will make things a lot easier, and so I may have to start then. But I will definitely be starting the gym before my main phase, which I think I've got another 20 odd days yet in this this steady build up till I hit the peak training. So I would say I'm on not a bad schedule. You can always be fitter, but I think the times I've done this week are massive improvements on the previous few weeks. So all to play for. It's all good. A few little niggles as usual. I've just been stung by a bee. Went to put some rubbish in the bin, and we've had a bee's nest or wasp's nest at the side of the house in the wall. We've not wanted to move them or hurt them, or so we've left them. But they're getting really ratty now and really nasty, because obviously it's approaching middle of September. They start to get when the cold and stuff, and they start to dying off, and they're trying to get all the jobs done. So yeah, I've got a nasty little sting there, but not a lot you can do about that. It's the way it is. I'm sure I'll be fine. It's not like back in I don't remember the film The Fly, where he got it was transferred in matter from one place to another, and a fly got in to one of the pods, and his genes mixed with the fly, and he actually turned into a sort of fly man. But I'm sure a sting's not going to do that for me. You never know. If it did, it'd probably give me superpowers. I don't know. Maybe row a little bit quicker. Like I say, that's a quick update for you. Very optimistic going forward. Let's see if I can continue my progress. You never know. That sub 20-minute 5K, I was hoping for the end, to do that at the end of my build-up phase. I've still got 3 weeks left of the build-up phase, so I've got plenty of time, possibly, to hit that sub 25K, which is a good test of fitness. We'll see how it goes. Anyhow, I'll speak to you next week. Thanks for listening.